What's up everybody? Today I'm back to work on the 300ZX and today we're going to be changing the fuel pump. So it's been a little while since I've had a chance to work on this, longer than I would have hoped. In my last video I removed a bunch of the emissions stuff. Now I'm moving on to the fuel system. The first thing I'm going to do is the fuel pump. I'll make some later videos of the fuel rails, the fuel pressure regulator, all that stuff. Let's go ahead and get started on this fuel pump. All right, so we're in the rear of the car here. I've moved all the, sound deadening and carpet, all the stuff that was here. Now there's just kind of this little circle here. There's a couple screws, one here, one here. I've already loosened those up. Get rid of those. There's a couple electrical connectors. I'll undo those. Okay, so after getting this top off, we're gonna need to get these wires pulled through here. What this actually is right here is the fuel gauge sending unit, or whatever it's called. The fuel pump itself actually sits somewhere right over here. It's unfortunate that they didn't just, put in another cap like that right there, making it much easier to get. But we'll pull these out and then we're gonna have to drop the fuel tank after that. So the next step is going to be right here on the gas cap. It has this ring. You can see these like two little cutouts right here. I'm going to have to get something that I can use to turn that. So what I've managed to do is I just got some channel locks, and you can see I kind of got them in those grooves there. I got this thing separated pretty good, and then I was able to just twist those, able to loosen it up, and I should be able to get it off by hand from here. So I'll get that off and then we'll move down. I'm going to take this wheel off, and then underneath here we need to take some stuff out. So after removing the tire, as you can see, there's kind of the shield right here for the spout. There's a few bolts, one up there, another one there, and a few down here. All right, there. Turns out I lied. After you get that cover off, there is more bolts to remove. There's a few more here that we're just gonna have to remove those so that the spout is loosened up so that we can drop the fuel tank. Alright, I think this time I got all the bolts off. At this point we're gonna be moving on to the gas tank itself. You can kind of see the straps, they come down. There's a bolt there, and I assume on the other side as well. So we'll start working on those next. So we are underneath the car right now. This is the bolt to one of the straps. And then on the other side it has this bolt here. It's a little different style. It looks like you just loosen this part up here, and then that'll make it so that up here you should be able to push this bolt up and just kind of pop that out. So obviously this whole process is going to be easier if you have less gas in your gas tank. So if you're planning it out, try to use up all your gas first. It's been about 6 months since I've driven this car, and honestly I don't remember how much gas I had in it. So what I'm going to do is, before I start unbolting the gas tank, I'm going to prop it up with the jack and just try to lower it down, just in case I did have some gas in there. So I got this strap off here, and then on this side I ended up having to use this wrench. The socket wasn't long enough, but I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up. I'm going to kind of go slow so that hopefully this gas tank doesn't just fall on me. So I got it loosened up pretty good here, and I just wanted to show you how this unhooks. I mean, you just push the bolt up and then it'll come out like that. So in theory I should be able to just let this gas tank down now. I guess we'll see if I got everything unhooked or not. Alright, so it is all unhooked. I'm just trying to move it down slowly. I don't want to go down too far at this point because all the fuel lines are still hooked into that fuel pump. I think I'm going to need to unhook those, but I'm going to try to work it down slowly to where I can kind of see, and then I'll go from there. So this is on the passenger side here. You can see those fuel lines right there. I think I'm just going to reach in there, see if I can get them all unhooked, and then I should be able to just drop the tank all the way down at that point. So I got those fuel hoses off. Now I'm going to try to lower this thing down. And there we go. Unfortunately, I don't have any good suggestions as far as getting those fuel hoses off. It's just a matter of working on them until you finally get them loosened up and get them off. But next we're just going to undo all these little bolts right here, and then we should be able to pull the fuel pump out. Bolts on here are an 8mm. They also have like a Phillips head on them, but if you're trying to do it with the screwdriver, I think you're just asking to strip them out. So I would just use the 8mm if you have that available. Oh, I guess that gas tank wasn't as empty as I thought. It is tilted to one side, but that is right up there to the top. So this is the fuel filter out of the car. Came out pretty easy. Just take those top bolts off and, didn't have any issues. Now I'm just going to start disassembling this. It has some screws, but I don't want to strip them, so I think I'm going to grab the 10mm. Alright, so I got this thing all taken apart. There's a bunch of different pieces here. This is basically the old fuel pump here. This goes on the bottom of it. This is where I'm going to end this video. This is the new fuel pump. I got this off of Summit Racing. When I bought it, I made the mistake of buying just the fuel pump. They have some that have kind of an installation kit that goes with them, that has like a fuel sock part and the wiring that will go along with it. I bought this so long ago I didn't even think about it, but I'm gonna have to go back and get those parts, and then I'll make another video of me putting this all back together and installing it. If you want to see that video, go ahead and hit my logo to subscribe to my channel. Hopefully this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.